Hello and what is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I start posting daily on my YouTube and also on my TikTok. I will be posting daily as well, so if you want to go check out my accounts down below, I would really appreciate it. Before we go ahead and jump into the video, I just wanted to say like a little background about me. I started YouTube because I really have had a love for makeup, and I really want to get people to step out of their comfort zones and explore with colors and stuff they didn't really think that they could really wear or get away with wearing. I just have always loved doing people's makeup, doing my makeup, and trying new things with makeup, and I've always loved watching YouTubers do other people's makeup and do their makeup, and I've just really fallen in with the beauty community, and hopefully one day I can have a set of follower and a set of following of people that love the same thing I do, and I hope that I inspire somebody one day, and I hope I push somebody out of their comfort zone one day and give them tips to help them out and make them try something new and make them not feel so fogged with makeup and make them think that they can't do it, because in reality everybody can do makeup. And honestly, there's no wrong or right way to do makeup. I think that anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. And as long as they have like a little bit of help and a little bit of, inspiration from others, I feel like a lot of people could really step into the makeup game and really create something really cool for themselves and give themselves a really cool experience. I'm going to be going to college for makeup soon, and I'm going to become a esthetician, so I am going to be doing cosmetology as well with that, and business school, so hopefully one day I can own my own business. Just really inspired, and I can't wait to start this journey, and I hope a lot of people can join this journey with me. Enough of me rambling on, let's go ahead and jump into this video. I want to do a smoky eye look. First of all, I like to trim up my eyebrows and make sure my eyebrows have a really good shape before I start with anything, before I put on primer or anything. So really quick off camera, I am going to shape up my eyebrows really quick, give myself a nice shape so I don't have all these wild hairs underneath my eyebrows, so I can fill my eyebrows really nice. Okay, now that I have my eyebrows all trimmed up and nicely shaped, I like to go in with my primer. And this is just Revolution Glass Skin Primer. It's just an ultimate dewy finish primer. And I like to put that on beforehand just because some of the times I'm messing around with my concealer all over my face, and I just don't like putting on primer after I'm already putting on concealer when I'm filling in my eyebrows and stuff. So I like to put on my primer first. And I do two separate primers. I have this one, and I like to go in with my other one. I have a Nyx Pore filler primer, and that really just helps me with my problem areas, like my nose. My pores aren't showing through my foundation as much with this primer, so I like to put this primer on just my problem areas. Use a little bit. This stuff looks weird and gross, but it works. And I just take it with my fingers and I warm it up a little bit. I have hair on me, and I just take it and I put it on my nose, my cheeks, and the crevices on my nose and underneath my nose, and I just rub it in. I go in with my Morphe brow cream, that's what it's called, and I just lightly fill in my eyebrows. Now with my eyebrows, I just take a little bit of product of this. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. I mean, literally just a little bit. And I like to frame my eyebrows, so I go with the thickest part of my brow, and I just go right where it starts, pretty much, and line it out. And this will be blended in, so don't worry. It may look crazy now, but I just like to kind of like frame where my eyebrow is. And then the middle I'll eventually go in and fill in the rest of the way. Just framing the outside of my eyebrow. I'm not messing with the middle of it yet. I'm just trying to get a really nice shape of my eyebrow. And then for the front of my brow, I just like to make one line. And I'll just leave it there, and then we'll just use my spoolie for now and blend what we just did with that line on the outside of my brow, and that should help kind of fill in the middle part of your brow a little bit. And we'll worry about the front now. So now I'm going to take the top part of my spoolie and kind of take that line and blend it up. And that should fill in that front part of your brow right there and give you a nice shape. So now the front of my brow I'm going to leave be, and the middle part is going to be the part that I'm just going to focus on filling in a little bit more. Just a tad bit. I don't need a whole bunch, just a little bit. Just to kind of darken that up. And then we'll take a concealer and shape this up and clean this up a little bit. And the concealer I'm just going to go in with is my Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. And I love this stuff. This stuff is like my holy grail. I've been using this for years. It's a really good concealer. I don't mind Revolution's brand, Makeup Revolution's brand. I think their stuff blends out really nice. I mean, some of the stuff I think you have to watch out for depending on like what it is. But mainly, most of the time, a lot of my makeup is Makeup Revolution. So, I think their brand is pretty good. And relatively cheaply priced. After I filled in this other eyebrow, I went ahead and threw a piece of clear tape over this eye. I mean, I don't really have any special tape. I just do clear tape. It's not really that great for your eyes. I don't really recommend it. You can just kind of clean it up with concealer. I just find this a little easier and a little bit better for me. Luckily with my primers, they're a little bit more oily, so it's a lot easier for me to take off this tape, and I also put it on the back of my hand before I put it on. So if you are going to do this method, I do recommend doing that and having like a really good primer and a base with it, so that way it's not as painful to take off. Sorry, I had a hair on my nose. When I threw on the piece of tape, I went ahead with a white concealer. This is just a Morphe white concealer, and I primed my eyes with it and just put it all over my eyelids and blended that in with a beauty blender. I have this Milani eye primer, and this isn't too bad either. I just find that I like the white base better. Get this, I just got this at, I think, a Kroger or Walgreens or something. But today I am going to be dipping into a new palette I got this from Walmart, and it is the Covergirl True Naked Smokey Eye palette. I wanted to try this out. This palette was like $9, I believe. And it's got a lot of the good colors to do a good true smoky eye, so let's try it out. It's got some mattes in there and shimmers, and I also picked up this e.l.f. liquid glitter eyeshadow to kind of help give us a little extra bling with it. And I do believe that this e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow was like $3 or something at Walmart. I'm assuming these are the same dupe as the Stila liquid eyeshadows, because that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, definitely the Stila eyeshadow dupe. So, swatch it really quick. I'm gonna have to work on my swatching skills. Their little brush. Okay, so yeah, the brush is definitely helping. Patting with the brush too as well. Kind of get it a nice even coat. Let's see what it looks like. So that's what I was able to do with it. Not too bad. I'm sure over the top of an eyeshadow you can get like a nice good blend with it. So let's go ahead and jump into this eyeshadow palette. It's really nice to have like a really good brush set. That's another thing I recommend if somebody's really getting into makeup, is to have like a really nice brush set. I have this e.l.f. one. This e.l.f. one wasn't too badly priced, and I got that one in Ulta. I'm pretty sure it was like 20 something, 25 for all these brushes that I got. I mean, it's literally a whole thing, and it came with a nice brush carrier set as well. It came with like a little leather travel to go kit, and I've bought like a few Morphe brushes as well, and I use those too, but I'm starting to more like the e.l.f. brushes more than the Morphe, so I recommend if you're really just starting out, I think an e.l.f. brush set would be a really good starter brush set. Just a Sonia Koushik, if I said that right. And it's just like a brush cleaner, and you don't have to go all name brand for one of these. I just found one of these at Target for like $5, and it's just a really good cleaner. It cleans off your brushes really well, gives you a nice like restart. An eyeshadow that you used before that, or you want just like say you're using a whole bunch of colors on an eyeshadow look, you can just take that and just wash your brushes off with it, and it just cleans off the color that you had before. So if I was using a black, I could clean this off with my brush cleaner thing, and it just takes all that excess powder off your brushes, so I can go ahead and go in with like a purple or another color, or like a pink or something if I wanted to. So the first step I like to do for my smoky eyes is I like to take like a lighter base color, and I'm gonna put this in my crease, realizing I have a lot more shimmers than I wanted, so I might go grab another little palette that I have really quick. The color I'm gonna be going in with, it is the color Yang from my Makeup Revolution palette. It's kind of like a light gray, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that on my crease. I'm just taking like a small crease brush. It's kind of small and pointed, kind of. Here is where I'm going to be blending it. So I'm just going to take that, do a line. Again, this is in your crease, so you won't really see it as much, but you'll just barely see it blended in with all your other colors. And with this crease brush, I just kind of like to blend it as I go. And just kind of go softly in with this color. I just dipped into it a little bit more, and I'm just blending that again on my crease. Take my blending brush and I just kind of blended it out a little bit, and I am going to be taking this darker color right here. I believe it is called Ignite, maybe, or maybe Slate. It might be called Slate. These are backwards, so yeah, I think it's called Slate. And I will be blending that kind of with this color in my crease a little bit. I'm just placing that a little bit below my crease, what I just did, and I'll be blending that out. That's why I said this kind of color would be hidden a little bit. And I keep blending this out a little bit. Be careful because you don't want to overblend, because that's how you can kind of lose colors. I'll be taking this color Jet, And I'm going to be putting that in my outer crease right here. So don't blend the blacks too much either, because that's when you can lose them. And I'm just going to kind of keep moving this over a little bit at a time. I might take my blending brush and blend this out too a little bit. And I'm just trying to avoid this part, because this is the part where we're going to put most of our shimmers and glitters and stuff. I'm trying to achieve like a really dark black with this. So I've just been working on blending, not really blending, but trying to place and blend with this black, because for some reason this black's not laying right the way I want to. So, kind of trying to work my magic slowly. Trust the process. Taking a blending brush and lightly blending that out. Okay, this palette is not what I'm used to working with, and it does have quite a bit of fallout, so ignore all of this. This will be cleaned up and look a lot better. I am going to take that gray shimmery color in this Covergirl palette. Your gray right here. Again, normally I'd use a concealer, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just place it over the top. And sometimes I like to take the brush. I'm gonna take my blending brush and blend this out just a tad. Go in with my finger a little bit. And I'm just gonna place a little bit. Sometimes that's when you can really get it to work. And honestly, I'm gonna go over the top of this with a little bit of that white, that lighter white color that they had in there that was shimmery, to kind of lighten this up a little bit. I'm gonna go back into that black and really just try to deepen that up a little bit more. And I'm trying to blend it into a little bit into that silver we put in, not too much, just a little bit. Finger into this black a little bit to kind of really get it a deep color, because honestly this isn't really working with me on a brush. Blend that out just a tad. And then I'm going to take this Morphe brush again, and honestly, I'm going to add a little bit more of this gray to my crease, because I just feel like it's lacking a little. Just a little. And I'm just going to blend that out. Go ahead and go in with that e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow, put it onto a brush, and honestly maybe whoa, I'm going to start tapping it in with my fingers a little bit to kind of get it blended with the black towards the end. It's a really nice separation of color. I like that. I went ahead and removed that piece of tape, and I had a really nice blend on this eye, and I pretty much did the same thing that I already told you with the other eye. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer and my foundation, and my foundation's just the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and I just got the set. I really like the two together. I think they work really nice together with my skin, and again, the price isn't relatively too bad. And this is just my concealer. I just like to go in on like my T-zones and all the important spots. That really are going to need some coverage. Going in with my foundation, and I'm just applying it. You know, I look crazy, don't I? And then I like to take a beauty blender and blend this all out, and I just pat it. I like to blend it down my neck. I feel like my foundation is blended pretty nice, so now I am going to go in with a setting powder and kind of lightly set and make sure my foundation and concealer really stays in place. And after I do that powder, I like to take just like a clean brush and just kind of brush off any extra powder that may be on my face. And I forgot to mention, the powder I am using to set my foundation is the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Translucent Setting Powder. To just go in with my Wet n Wild contouring palette. And I'm just going to use this shade right here. I'm just grabbing a little contour brush. And I am just going in and putting a little bit where my cheeks kind of suck in at. And I like to add just a little bit on my forehead, kind of on the sides of my head right here. Clean brush. Buff that into my foundation a little bit. And with my Colourpop blush, and I love this blush, it's really cute. It's a really subtle blush. It's the color Vogue. I'm just going to put that on my cheekbones. My Jeffree Star Platinum Ice highlighting palette, and I'm going to go in for the shade Glacier right there. And that's it for the face so far. I am going to go in with a little bit of dark eyeshadow underneath my eye. I like to go a little bit thinner towards my inner corner. That's the wrong brush. And I'm going to take a crease brush. I'm going to clean it off really quick. And I am going to do a detail crease brush, and I'm going to just blend that out underneath my eye on my lower lash line. Sensational mascara, and I kind of like to use two different mascaras to kind of build up the volume a little bit. And I like to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise, and this one is by Maybelline, the Lash Sensational, and the Voluminous Lash Paradise is by Loreal. I got my mascara on. I'm just going to take some Morphe X Jeffree Star Setting Spray. And just, this really sets your foundation and your eyeshadow really well. These are just the Ardell Naked Lashes. And I just have the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive Glue. It's got like a little brush on it. And I like to let my glue at least set for 30 seconds at least before I put them on my eyes, my lashes, because it gives it a nice hold and your lashes really stick and stay down a lot better than versus slapping your lashes on with wet glue. Just placing it kind of in the middle, working my way towards my outer corner. Once I get it in a nice spot in the outer corner, I kind of like to pinch it a little bit and then lay the inner corner. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this other lash really fast. I'm gonna just take my Jeffree Star lip gloss and apply that. This is the shade 6 Feet Under. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I made a couple TikToks with this video, so go ahead and check those out down below and give those a like. And yeah, thank you for watching my Smokey Eye tutorial, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.